Uh, man, the media. What happened to you? The media. Oh yeah, you had plans. Diabolical, by the way. Very, very diabolical. Um, First Amendment. Congress shall make no laws respecting an establishment of religion or prohibiting the free exercise thereof or abridging the freedom of speech or of the press or the right of the people peaceable to assemble and to petition the government for a redress of grievances. That's one for you, the media. And the other one is coming from like I said, I haven't heard too much from Little Hands. You dropping the suits, okay? That means you don't want to open up the situation at hand, which is the federal rules. The federal rules, you don't want to open that up. But you slowly open up them schools, I see that much. Which, like I said, I wouldn't put them in jeopardy as much as the human population is from the lies that has been justifiably. Oh, my ear ringing. My ear ringing. Who's that? That's Biden. Oh, that's another thing too. Biden. I come to find out you working for Trump, Little Hands. That's what I mean by this whole everything done blew up now. It's just rap. It's a rap. It's a rap. And I understand they say the media says you won, but in order for you to win, the president has to say so. And like I said, I didn't expect Trump to hand me the Nobel Peace Prize or the Man of the Year award. I just threw it out there. And another thing that you're throwing out there, from William Barr, the Attorney General of the Attorney Generals. I thought it was going to be a whole transition of power. You know how Trump had that. But then I said to myself, by the time I caught up to even trying to become the president, you had already elected one. And you went back and forth with that and, everything else which was true at the time and denied it all. So then I said to myself, well, this is what William Barr has to write to the New Yorkers. Federal prosecutors to investigate the president's specious claims of nationwide voter fraud involving tens of thousands of ballots and it seems thousands of election officials in multiple states. This memo boosted the Trump's campaign fantastical claims that the election fraud had occurred under the watch of two Republicans, the Secretary of State in Georgia and the city commissioner overseeing the vote in Philadelphia. Barr hedges on in the memo, writing that while serious allegations should be handled, there's no need to do so now because he's finding out that it was a political ploy all along, meaning that you have the freedom of speech and you use that to your advantage in this election. Which, like I said, I beg to differ. Why? Because the simple fact is, you can have all of that, but now, what are you gonna do? Like I said, I'm not falling into your what do you call it? words anymore. I'm looking for the details from the structure of order. And you put Trump in order. Because if you didn't, you could have took him out when you had the chance several other times. So spare me the heartbreaks, America. This the big one. This is the big one. I think I'm coming home to you, baby. This is the big one. Nah, man. And I said, well, what's everyone so happy about if Trump's not leaving the office, but they claim that Biden's the president? Okay. We'll see. Oh, it's the big one. Oh, it's the big one. Come January. Like I said, you showing signs that you can take 8 days off, or 9 days, or however it may be. But this is only to stir up that inner, heart rage that Trump is coming back again, man. He's like, what you call it, Jason, Friday the 13th. Wow, I can't make this stuff out. That's like I said, bundle up, get prepared. Get prepared, because he's definitely trying to get prepared. And the media, you say what you want. And Trump will allow you to say what you want. I just went into the clause of that. Now, let's get more news from today's. Oh, man. And like I said, why wait for the devastation? Just give it to the people immediately as your acting president. And like I said, bundle up, get prepared, stay at home orders, don't send them out unless you have to. Mask, social distance, and most of all, prepare. So it's gonna be another 4 years of Trump, man. Then after that, who knows? But from the way it's structured and designed at this current moment in time, and the things that you've allowed, and what's leading up to this moment, which is Friday the 13th. Anybody heard anything from Biden or Trump? Like I said before, Biden working for Trump. Media. And I said, well, look, I was the only one, you know what I mean? Then all of a sudden, nah. Trump disappears, nah. I'm too presidential at this point in time to let my campaign slip in the hands of freedom of speech. Oh, man. Let's see what you have for me today as your acting president. Like I say, I got my Spidey cup today, you know. Had to catch the things out there, man. And shout out to Edgewater and Bridgewater and all of that, man. Everything. I just didn't know that you would use the Attorney General. I mean, you have the right to do so. But I didn't know you would use him in that term and take the law into your own hands. I'm not that desperate as a president. Oh, man. Let's see if I can pull this up real quick. But that's the bad news and the good news, which is, the good news is you didn't have to wait till January sometime to get that news. GOP Congresswoman-elect for Iowa says she has COVID-19. I said, man, then, like I said, I thought it would be over sooner than I thought. But from the looks of things, the FDA hasn't approved these vaccinations because we don't know what's in them. No blame, as there has a picture of Trump at his first inauguration. ABC News finds 54 cases invoking Trump in connection with, listen, the president has the law. And he can structure it in a matter that could potentially be illegitimatized due out of desperation for what he calls a nation. Trump impersonators interrupt Vice President Mike Pence CPAC speech as it has a date for February 27th, 2020. I'm just paying attention to details, and that's from, let's see who that's from though. That's from ABC News. Now, I can't make this stuff up. It's not a conspiracy. It is a reality, which in someone else's minds seems to be otherwise. You got to feed them a speech, man. It's dangerous. It's just dangerous. And like I said, I didn't think it was to that, extreme. I thought it was just you have the right to remain silent. But in all actuality, you can say whatever you want. Depends on the situation at hand. And the latest news on Trump's Biden transition. They working together. That's the transition. Biden gonna take that slide down, and Trump is gonna remark and devastate. Oh, the big one. The big one. Oh. Because I said to myself, if I'm elected president, I should be able to start right away. I mean, that's how the first president did. I mean, fact checking the baseless claims that, like I said, you can claim whatever you want to claim at this point. It's announced freedom of speech. He would like to persuade that whatever way he demands it. You periodically put that in the law to sustainably push away something. But then I said to myself, well, if you're preparing that for the future, you might as well get it in right. Why wait? Hungry now. Why wait? Most in spirit, the commercial, the Snickers commercial. And I said you so thinking so far when the reality is hitting us real hard right now. But you ain't worried about that. You're worried about the plans for the future. And it seems as if that's all that's been the grabs. That's why I'm here, the president. These are some of this year's most inspiring moments. Thank you, America. At least I'm feeling inspired to do some justifiable things, which is everyone deserves the freedom that our forefathers have fought and struggled for. It's not a color thing. It's just more or less, let's do what you said and greaterize everything. Greater. Yeah. It's like I said, it seems to be getting worse and worse and worse. Let's make it whatever you want to make it. The Trump Fox News relationship is coming to a head. Listen, that relationship is long lasting. It's long lasting and it would last forever. As long as they deem fit. Now this relationship that I've intertwined in, they might call it a what do you call it? Entanglement. Yeah. Hey, this is a three-way presidency. I like that. This is a three-way presidency, baby. And we all must cherish America. Trump's endgame comes into view. I mean, if you want to say it comes into view, I feel as though he doesn't see any enemies to this game, because I don't want to say I've defeated him. I'd rather say that I am the president from 2020. Yeah, that's a great way to put my slogan out there. I'm the president of 2020 at this moment. The utter dishonest of Trump's attacks on Fox News. Listen, I don't want you guys to go back and forth. I would rather you do something more sustainable during this pandemic. Because before the pandemic began, I was not the president. But now that I am the president, hopefully, by social distancing, keeping your mask, and helping one another, we can defeat hate. Because I think that's what actually fueled the pandemic. It's like, imagine the earth as a piece of pie. Now, everyone's supposed to get a taste of it. But, for some strange reason, some think that others don't deserve a taste of that pie. So, the pandemic, the pie exploded. Researchers' COVID-19 death tolls could double in the winter to the World War II level. Like I said, do you want to reenact the past or the present? Either or, the decision is yours. But I like to be locally informed as your president. We're in the pandemic together. Why hide information? It's the big one. The big one. Video show gigantic gator at Florida Golf Club. Like I said, you gotta eat too, man. It's a pandemic. Help the gators. Like I said, that was their swamp. You wanted to clean it up for them. Virginia governor pardons black man with autism serving 10 years. Like I said, media will turn whatever it wants to turn into whatever it wants. Got to pay attention to these things. They'll have cavalry at one situation and not at the other. Or, like I said, it get messy and then you'll blame. But right now, it's too messy to blame anyone right now. But someone has to take it. And why not your president? Fool Network star Alton Brown apologized. No. After flipping, like I said, there's so many apologies going out, heartfelt slaps on the back. Like I said, I don't want to get physical with anything. It's not in my presidential duty to do so. My presidential duty is to find ways and answers to my civilization's problems to the best of my abilities. But sometimes those abilities can be overwhelming at times because you put them on the backs of one individual. Bars, restaurants, gyms in New York face new restrictions due to COVID-19 increase. Like I said, it's not the fact that it's New York. It's the fact that the population, the sustainability of the area, and how do you manage to do that? And like I said, area where it's used to having 24/7 access. But like I said, the man doesn't want to satisfy the people to the point where it doesn't feel so bad as much as a struggle. But it is definitely a struggle. And like I said, I'm only here to inform you that the next 4 years or beyond, just in case you thinking it ain't possible, New York man arrested for threatening to kill Senator Schumer. Oh man, like I said, let's not get to the point where we get to the point of where we've been before. I shouldn't say we. I didn't experience that, but to that extremism. But I can imagine what that would look like in 2020. Ooh. It'd just be bad. But with that being said, peace. I gotta go.